So now I want to talk about a musical called Fluffy Ruffles. Now, Fluffy Ruffles was the first ever continued comic strip, and it appeared in the Sunday Herald at the turn of the 20th century, and was about the adventures of a woman who had lost her inheritance and her adventures to find employment.
This was actually about as feminist as you could get in the early 1900s, although Fluffy Ruffles did keep losing her jobs because of her beauty. If she got a job at a store, it would be too filled with men admiring her for anything to be sold. Revival? The comic inspired a cocktail, a popular style of dress, and even a Broadway musical. Yes, before Annie Orger and Charlie Brown, there was Fluffy Ruffles.
I just like saying that, right? The show was produced by Charles Frohman and played its out-of-town tryout in Buffalo. There were 70 cast members. It was a different time. In 1908, it opened at the Crichton on the block that was formerly home to the Times Square Toys R Us. And it only played 48 performances. But this was because Frohman had another show of his coming into the Criterion and couldn't find somewhere to move Fluffy to. So he just sent her on tour.
Even though the show had characters with names like Noggy Noggles and song titles like Won't You Let Me Carry Your Parcel? The New York Times noted that the show included a somewhat novel scene for musical comedy, which found Hattie Williams, as Fluffy, delivering an oration for women's suffrage. There were also imitations of famous women, including Ethel Barrymore, who was at opening night to see her imitation.
And there's Ethel.
That's Hattie Williams.
Oh, that's Hattie Williams. I always get those two confused, don't you? Always.
That was God's plan. That was God's
sisters. So true, right? Hattie problems. One article in the Chicago Tribune spent several paragraphs evaluating Fluffy Ruffles' level of appropriateness. Quotes included, "This extravaganza is free from the shame that characterized some of Broadway's summer shows. And, as Fluffy Ruffles, Hattie Williams' personality is wholesome. She is frolicsome without sensuality."
This could be actually like a new kind of Broadway post-opening coverage, like the Shame Roundup. I just think that would be great. Fluffy Ruffles had songs by several writers, as was regular for shows of that period. Here to sing an early Jerome Kern tune from the show, James Crichton and Anna Marie Ray.
That's a nice place, no doubt.
But if you and she don't in everything agree, there's a risk you'd fall out.
If you really want a place for an undisturbed embrace, take her in a taxi. That's the thing to do. You can talk in tenderest tone. She's there all alone with you. If you want a charming, stolen interview, meet her with a taximeter, which takes only 2. If the girl should coo, I could drive along with you just forever, dear boy. Though it's kindly meant, every second cost a cent.
And the thought damps one's joy. Still it is so snug, and the lady you can hug in seclusion profound.
Till the chauffeur chap has some silly ass mishap, and a crowd gathers around. Still we know no better place Take her in a taxi, that's the thing to do. You can talk in tenderest tone, she's there all alone with you. If you want a charming, stolen interview, meet her with the taximeter, which takes only 2